This opinion piece came across my timeline from Sports Gamers Online, who often get early access to the latest NBA 2Ks. They published an interesting article titled NBA 2K potentially focusing too much on monetization. And to that I say, why are we using the word potentially? Let's read along. For over 20 years, 2K has been the leader in basketball sim games due to its realism, presentation, and depth. However, the discourse around the game has recently changed. Much of the discussion in the community has now moved beyond improving gameplay and innovation to focus on monetization. Also the cheaters. 2K is full of cheaters. With the rise of microtransactions, VC, and time-gated progression systems, players are questioning whether the NBA 2K financial systems are taking over the actual game of basketball. It's crazy that we had to get to 2K26 to where now the media is finally covering it. This should have been a conversation back during 2K14 or 2K13 when it was first introduced. 14, 15, 16. Those games, this is a conversation y'all not ready to have. Those games that people hold dear to their heart, 2K15 to like 2K17, they are the reason that we are in the position that we are in right now. But y'all not ready for that conversation. That's why I said 2K16 is overrated. I think because some of you niggas was fucking 7 years old playing that game, you don't remember all the dumb shit in that game. Between the demigod glitches in 2K15, the part cards, the introduction of microtransactions. It's because y'all bought that shit. Y'all didn't listen. But anyways, the evolution of NBA 2K's monetization model. The concept of monetization has never been new to NBA 2K. Shout out to Rob with the sub, appreciate it. But it's become an extremely important element throughout the last generation. VC, or virtual currency, was initially a convenience feature that enabled players to accelerate progress. It has over the years been ingrained. See, that's where I disagree with this article off rip. That's disingenuous. I don't know if he's like maliciously doing that, but stating that VC was initially a convenience feature, no, it wasn't. VC was never a convenience feature. You know what a convenience feature is? We now have a generation of people who are growing up with sports games that don't remember when you played 2K, all you had to do was play the game and it would give you skill points like every other RPG, and you just applied the skill points for free. You just bought the game and fucking played it. You grind the XP and you level up. So no, VC was never introduced as a convenience feature. No, it was introduced to fuck you. And every year they've been fucking you a little bit harder. I gotta call cap on that wordage, that verbiage right there, man. My career is now closely linked with VC, the cosmetic items, animations, and even the simplest upgrades of the player. Although it's technically still possible to receive VC during a game, the time spent on it has increased significantly. That's facts. This design encourages players to spend real money, particularly those who remain competitive online or test different strategies. And let me tell you how they got into people's heads on this shit, right? You, the average consumer, plays a role in this, right? But you know who you got to place a lot of blame on? It starts at the top. Content creators. Yeah, I know. Oh, Lord, you don't want to have a conversation about this, right? Buying VC was always a choice, but the biggest content creators in the 2K space chose to shuck and jive for Ronnie 2K so that he can get a new wig. Now Ronnie has more wigs than fucking Thanos has Infinity Stones. Matter of fact, if you open up Ronnie 2K's fucking closet, he will have a big ass golden glove with 5 slots on that bitch, and he put one of every different wig he got in that bitch. He got some box braids. He got a bowl cut. He got a taper, a burst fade. Just whatever haircut you can think of, he just put it in the glove. And then when he put all his wigs in the glove, this nigga gets unlimited power, and he thinks he can talk shit to us on social media. Y'all funded this. Yeah, he got the Jerry curl in there. Matter of fact, the Jerry curl is the last Infinity Stone in his glove. So if you ever touch his glove, that shit is mad greasy. You're like, nasty ass nigga. Anyways, fuck them. That's not the point. That's beside the fucking point. The Diddy, he got the Diddy mohawk in that bitch, bro. Oh, that's fucking funny. All right, back to what we was talking about though. Although it's technically still possible to receive VC during a game, the time spent on it has increased significantly. This design encourages players to spend real money, particularly those who remain competitive online or test different strategies. So back to what I was saying before I went on my tangent. I got to put some of the blame on content creators. I mean, when this stuff first came out, I was one of the few people that was warning people do not buy the VC. I particularly said this is a slippery slope. And I remember seeing on social media certain content creators who were big in the 2K community were posting screenshots of comments of people in their comment section on YouTube, making fun of them, calling them broke. It created this culture where like, oh, you can't afford the VC, you just fucking broke. Like, bro, you should only have to buy the game. That plays a role. It plays a psychological role. It makes you feel bad, and it makes you feel like you got to do extra just to enjoy the game that you already purchased, by the way. Yes, the FOMO. Their drive to be the best player in the park, the best player in the rec, the top rep. I have to ask the question for the content creators: was it worth it? What was all that for? The 2K League doesn't exist anymore. I'm gonna be honest. The average 2K content creator, you're broke. Yeah, I said it. With the exception of a few, most of them are probably living paycheck to paycheck. We see that viewership. Their viewership is only high. The best viewership for NBA 2K content creators is the summer right before 2K comes out. So from about July is usually when information starts to leak. So from about July to about October, that's when they eat. After that, them niggas' channels fall off a cliff. And they just patiently wait for Ronnie to give them an invite to the next joint. So then I gotta say, was it worth it? Most of y'all didn't make it out your mom's basement. I don't know. You could have worked on yourself and made better content, but y'all not ready for that conversation, man. Most of these content creators are now going to do IRL content. They're not even doing 2K anymore. Not most. Those ones been pivoted. There's still a 2K. There's still a strong 2K community. Nah. But some did pivot. My career has received a fair share of criticism on monetization. The establishment of a new player begins with poor attributes, fewer animations, and less competitiveness in online games. Players have to either spend dozens of hours grinding or buying VC to achieve a level in which the build becomes viable. Furthermore, the design of this structure reflects a broader pattern in digital entertainment, in which progression systems are designed to scale engagement. The same dynamics can be observed in other ecosystems and live service games or websites where users can compare features such as what are the best Canadian casinos to spend their time or money before investing. In all of these, friction is usually used to promote spending rather than to remove obstacles. If you're not following what he's saying, this is something I covered in my video about the dark psychology of microtransactions. Basically, what he's saying, to simplify it, is these game companies create a problem and then they sell you the solution. Because here's also what happened. I might let VC slide if VC was implemented, right? Because some of y'all don't remember, it was easier to get VC, right? If the rate in which you gain VC from just playing the game is very fair, I might let it slide that you can buy VC. But what they did is they implemented the VC, and then every year from 2K14 and on, it became harder and harder to gain the VC from playing the game. So they created the problem. And then what happens is you see the content creators on Twitch and YouTube having fun in the park, trying to get the best rep, and you like, damn, I'm still grinding this dumbass single player my career. I should be out there dropping off flight. I should be on his stream cussing that nigga out. That should be me. So what happens? You reach into your wallet, or usually your mama's wallet, because most of y'all broke. You reach into your mama's wallet, or you put it on Klarna, because we already seen that. 2K players is putting VC on Klarna, Afterpay, and you pay for it so you can go get on the game and just to quit the game 2 months later. That's the funny part. MyTeam and the card economy. Another large pillar of monetization is MyTeam. The gameplay focuses on gathering of the player cards, most of which are gained in the packs that have random results. Power creep has increased faster over the years, with pack releases becoming more frequent. Although MyTeam is still a popular game, the use of chance-based mechanics have been criticized. The players who compete with each other regularly experience pressure to purchase packs to keep them a beast from the changing meta. Even professional players who are fond of grinding can be disadvantaged against other teams assembled with considerable expenditure. Basically, it's pay to win, which is funny too, because this is true to some degree. So fun fact, I did like NBA 2K26. This is the 2K that I liked the most in a long time. And I liked it so much. This is the first year I ever gave my team a chance. I never bought a card pack. I just played the game and tried to earn cards the old fashioned way. And that shit is grindy as fuck. What I learned from my career is if you pay for the good cards, you without a doubt had an advantage. And I would see it playing against certain players, right? But you know what else I can say? I beat a lot of niggas who bought card packs. You can still win because a lot of those people who buy card packs, they're fucking ass at the game. It's only annoying when they're actually good at the game and they be buying shit, but that doesn't happen very often. I found from my personal experience, I was winning more than I was losing, and I was never buying anything. So once again, it's a psychological trick. If you get good at the game and you move the ball around, make the right play, you can still compete a little bit. You said you a gamer though? No, that's facts. Did you say Zach LaVine's on your fantasy? He's out for Wednesday's game against the Jazz. That nigga's been out for like the last 2 months. And then when he does play, he doesn't do anything. The way people talk about the Wizards, they need to talk about the Sacramento Kings, because on paper, the Kings should at least be just under 500. They ain't going to the playoffs, but they should be a team that's like just under 500, like a 10th seed type of team. Them niggas suck. And Zach LaVine's a bitch. Anyways, I was about to say, gameplay improvements versus revenue priorities. People were really flexing how much VC they bought before the game dropped. That shit is crazy. It's sad. It's fucking sad, man. The sense that monetization is the spotlight while gameplay refinement takes a back seat is a common complaint amongst longtime fans. Although NBA 2K is constantly making improvements in visuals and animations, that's debatable. Some of the problems associated with the game, such as its continuity and defense, lag, and balance, frequently remain the same, especially defense, bruh. Especially defense. Adding new VC sinks with no address to complaints about gameplay only strengthens the assumption that revenue generation is being prioritized. Perception is important, even the development resources are distributed across the different teams. When players believe their feedback is secondary to the design of monetization, trust is destroyed quickly. And this is where I gotta call out the community. What he's saying is true, but the community plays a role in this. Every year people get fucked over, and every year you continue to spend. For those unaware who are new to my content, if you don't know, the majority of the revenue for NBA 2K does not come from that $70 purchase. Most of their revenue comes from VC. Because although you may pick up the game and play it for a season or two, there are people who are playing all 9 seasons and they're buying VC every season, or they're buying the battle pass, the premium battle pass. They got 20 different builds. It's like, it makes up like 70% of their fucking revenue, what I read. So it's like, your complaints are valid, but I don't think they're going to take your complaints seriously when Ronnie 2K you're just buying him new wigs. He's getting a new lace front every month. What does it matter? Stop buying shit. The VC grind and player fatigue. Yeah, they call them whales, where like 10% of the audience is basically carrying the game. But I think there's far more whales in NBA 2K than the average kind of live service game. Another, because the whole concept of VC has become culturally acceptable. When the community allowed VC to be culturally acceptable, that's when shit got fucked. And part of the influencers play a role. Like, people should have been shaming people who bought VC and then didn't. Because what happened was, I do feel like when it first came out, people were shaming them a little bit. But then it's like the Russell Westbrook meme. But then they pulled that wallet out and they started buying VC themselves. Then it became normalized. Yeah, it's a lot of megalodons over there. It ain't just fucking whales, bruh. It's transformed as how players interact with the game every day. Things that previously seemed to be optional now seem to be like must to make effective progression. Daily spins, reoccurring quests, and online games are meant to maximize engagement, but may lead to burnout. To most gamers, NBA 2K has become a live service grind rather than a sports sim. Rather than basketball IQ, shot creation, or team play, winning is in most of the cases associated with the amount of time or money an individual is prepared to put in. Cosmetics I can understand, but leveling up is crazy. No, even the cosmetics, no. See, I don't agree with that either. How many shirts does your digital player need? You need a new, like, usually when I play 2K, I buy one fit and that's it. I just until I get off the fucking game. But you got 20 builds and 20 fits for each build? Absolutely not. That's excessive, because a do-rag is like $50,000 in the game. So you have to buy VC to get it. The clothes are part of the problem. It's not just the gameplay. Here's why monetization keeps expanding. NBA 2K has no unusual monetization strategy from a business perspective. Development costs are higher. I would like to see their books. I don't know if I believe that. I believe NBA 2K has been on the same gameplay engine since like 2K14. Every year, like, it just looks a little bit better. Kind of like Bethesda games. They just kind of upgrade the engine, but it's at its core, I feel like the foundation of modern NBA 2K is NBA 2K14. Even when we jumped to the PS5, I didn't see an engine upgrade, and that's what I was hoping for. It feels like it's the same engine, it's just slightly better. So I got to call cap on development costs. Licensing costs are high, and yearly development cycles require reliable sources of revenue. Microtransactions often stability in addition to initial sales in the game. So he's basically blaming the fact that they have licensed music in the game as one of the reasons why the price of VC has gone up. And to that I'd say, well, if you give me the option for less music in the game, because I'm gonna be honest, I mute the music the moment I get the game. I listen to my own fucking music. That's cap, bruh. Take that shit the fuck out the game. Put 10 songs on that bitch and keep it moving. We don't need new songs every season. Is like, this is the gaming equivalent to, and I'm not gonna lie, only adults are about to understand what I'm about to say. You little niggas that just be talking on the internet, you're not gonna be quiet. This ain't for you. This is the gaming equivalent to when you living in an apartment complex and you come home from work and you see them painting the walls, they installing a new slide on the playground, just fixing up they finally cleaning the pool, they fixing up the amenities. Do you know what that means? That means next cycle, when your lease, when it ends, they're gonna raise the price on your rent. They're gonna be like, oh, we finally cleaned the pool, we added some white paint, we added a new slide, so we're gonna have to charge you an extra $500. Nigga, all I did ask you was to clean the pool. I didn't ask for this paint and all this other goofy shit. This is the gaming version of this shit. We got to get the Uzi in there. We got to get the new ASAP Rocky. We heard Rihanna's coming out with something new. So we got to put it in the game because Roddy needs a new wig. Like, who gives, if you gave the average 2K player, if they put out a survey and they said, how much does licensing music matter to you? I guarantee you most people in the community be like, get that shit the fuck out my face. If that's going to lower the price of the game, get that shit the fuck out my face. We got Spotify. We got YouTube Music. We got Apple. We got other shit. We got Tidal if you're weird. I want to hear this shit. Get the fuck out of here. Community pushback and long-term risk. NBA 2K and its fans have become increasingly vocal about monetization. VC pricing, grind intensity, and the cost of remaining competitive are consistently featured on social platforms and by content creators. Although the franchise is still commercially successful, there is a risk of losing long-term loyalty due to sustained dissatisfaction. The future of 2K depends on whether it can refocus on its priorities. Monetization is not going away, but it should go hand in hand with reasonable progression and real gameplay enhancements. When the balance shifts too much towards the revenue extracting side, the question will not be whether NBA 2K is placing too much emphasis on monetization, but how long players will tolerate it. I gotta disagree with this final statement. I don't think 2K will ever lose its audience as long as there's not competition. And a great example is Overwatch. Overwatch wasn't doing shit the last 2 or 3 years. Guys, Marvel Rivals just came out in the last year and a half. You saw how fast Overwatch got it together? They saw that player count drop. Competition is the answer. I know EA was supposedly working on an NBA Live. I don't know what's going on, man. But then here's another problem too. Let's say EA does work on a basketball game. Another problem we have is a cultural issue, right? A lot of 2K players, they don't know how to give proper feedback. Unfortunately, I feel like, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but me personally, as somebody who did play NBA Live, I feel like a lot of 2K players were reviewing that game for what they wanted it to be versus what it was trying to be. That is not how to review a game. A lot of people went into NBA Live saying this shit is not 2K. Damn, that must be why it says NBA Live on the fucking box, you dumbass. Because I like the defensive mechanics in NBA Live. What was it, 18 and 19, the last few decent ones? It was them canned animations they needed to fix. That shit was ass. But I like the shooting mechanics. I like the dribbling. I like the defensive mechanics. I felt like the defense actually rewarded you in NBA Live. It was like a little mini game in itself. It was the canned animations. That shit was terrible. And then the lack of probably online modes in comparison to what 2K had. But there was something there that they could have worked on, but people didn't give it a chance. And they weren't given proper feedback. It was a lot of people that would just hop on NBA Live and say, this shit trash. That's not feedback, guys. Especially, isn't it fascinating that the 2K community says they want competition? Competition comes along, and instead of encouraging proper criticism, they revert to this shit trash. That's not feedback, guys. Because although this year is trash, next year it could have got better. Yeah, the live 18 defense, it was decent, but people didn't give it a fucking chance. This shit trash, bro. We got to expand our fucking vocabulary. So I think as long as there's no competition for NBA 2K, it's the only basketball game on the market, I don't think it's going anywhere. They are addicted to microtransactions. We got a bunch of microtransaction crackheads. Y'all remember, what was it? What movie was that? With Nino Brown. New Jack City. New Jack City? Y'all remember the scene when Chris Rock was smoking crack with his girlfriend, and she got the pipe in her mouth, and she was like, I used to be prom queen. And I'm paraphrasing, but Chris Rock was like, yeah, look at you now, bitch, a crackhead like me. That's the 2K community, bruh. That's the fucking 2K community. They're crackheads and they don't even fucking know it, bruh. You the prom fiend, bruh. They don't even know this shit. So we gotta, I try to do my part to try to educate, but unfortunately, a big problem with this community is not just Ronnie and the rest of the dev team. The consumer plays a role, and you cannot control, before I move on, this is where I'm gonna leave it. You cannot control what the corporation does, because you have to understand a corporation's goal is to extract as much resources from you while doing as little work as possible so that they can maximize their profits. If you understand this about every corporation, then you will understand you, the consumer, has the power actually, but you have to enact on that power. And that's saying, I'm not going to participate in this. Until you do that, nothing will change. Hopefully somebody listens. I'm going to keep saying this until the day I die, till I'm blue in the fucking face. Not suicidal, by the way. Ronnie 2K's wigs can never get me, nigga. What the fuck? At this point, the 2K community is too far gone, and I pray on their downfall. Well, I believe, as corny as it sounds, you have to be the change that you want to see, right? It's not enough to just bitch and moan and say they never gonna change. So that's why I'm gonna keep spitting this shit till I turn face in the blue in the face, hoping maybe one day. I'm not putting it at a high percentage because I understand where you're coming from. I'm gonna give it a 10% chance. Maybe one day they wake up. Because to be fair, there are crack fiends. There are drug addicts who recover, right? And they're walking amongst us, living healthy lives. They went to rehab. It can happen, but it is hard. We gonna see. I'm proud that I bought it on sale and I only bought VC once. I only had one build this year. That was it. I ain't spending that money on that damn game. The content creator should normalize play now on 2K. Or at least bare minimum. Just be responsible as a creator. Be like, hey, look, I'm a creator and I live a lavish lifestyle. I'm able to afford this thanks to you guys. But if you are hurting on cash, please be a responsible adult. I feel like it's incredibly, and to be fair, he did respond to my video. I guess he saw it. That content creator that put VC on Klarna, like he joked about it, but like that shit is not funny. I feel like if you want to be an influencer, be an influencer. That is irresponsible as an adult. I've always said, if this was not my job, I would not be buying video games all the fucking time. I would still be a gamer because I love games. But I would be much more fiscal, much more responsible with my money. I feel like instead, motherfuckers is hopping on commercials, cheering on the gambling and shit like that. At what point do you be a decent person? That's all I'm saying. Frugal is the word. Yeah, my bad. Frugal. I said fiscal. VC is the gateway drug to gambling. It is. Shout out to John with the sub. You feel dissolved and the water's beginning to rise. Become the light in the darkened world. Yeah, somebody got to do it, bro. Somebody got to do it. I just know if shit ever does change, y'all niggas better clout me up because before we move on, let me tell you what else is going to happen. if people finally do wake up to group economics and start doing better, what's going to happen is people going to try to rewrite history and act like they was always on that side. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. You was one of them people buying VC by the pound, just gluttonous, promoting. No, you wasn't. We gonna hold you accountable. Yeah, they gonna try to retcon. I was always on this side. No, you wasn't. You was on the bad side, bro. Another news. You guys remember that game Romeo is Dead? For the past couple weeks, a lot of people in the chat have been asking me if I'm gonna play it. It's their most anticipated game of the year. They said it's gonna be super slept on. Well, the reviews dropped. I said I ain't playing this shit. It doesn't interest me. I lived the trailer. It didn't really interest me. The reviews dropped, and you know, sitting at a 74 overall Metacritic. So maybe taper those expectations a little bit. We got some 9s, some 8s, some 7s, some 6s, and a 4. A fucking 4. Now, 70 is passing. It means it's decent, but you know, it has some problems. It's aight. Yeah, it's aight. It's aight. This further just reiterated my agenda. I'm not playing this shit. But if you look forward to it, more power to you. If you like it, we love it. Because 70 is still a good game. Just letting y'all know, the reviews came out. What else we got? Oh, this is coming from the Gaming Leaks and Rumor Reddit. Take it with a super grain of salt. But apparently there was a hands-on event in China for Marathon. And some impressions are coming out. Ooh. First hands-on event outside of North America indicating Bungie's emphasis on the Chinese market. They were blown away most by the expanded world building and narrative. The tutorial and the faction intros give clear origins and motivations. Players can even discover the will of Dr. Strauss, a key figure who connects many narrative threads from the original Marathon games. Translation: some of the articles that we've been hearing about this will be the first narrative-driven extraction shooter. If you like story in your game, they're really doubling down, and apparently, according to some people, that's true. Personal impressions are that the PvE is extremely challenging. AI is constantly calling in reinforcements as time goes on, so there's no clearing the map. Environmental hazards like poison gas vents, perimeter turrets, and landmines are everywhere as well. Meds/shields are expensive to buy from vendors that by the end of the play session, the reviewer could not even afford them unless he sold all of his buffs. Early combat or PvP is almost guaranteed to be a net loss. Expect the high-risk exploration experience to push players to focus on missions to upgrade base stats, meaning you're going to have to really play together. Expect there will be little to no player cooperation, calling every enemy player a loot pinata. So basically the people they was playing with, they was getting active. Game's going to be gas, I'm convinced. I hope it's good. As for objective improvements since the alpha, the UI has seen a massive overhaul, but still finds the UI logic a bit awkward. In-game visuals also seen a massive upgrade. Environments giving off a much darker and mysterious tone compared to its pathways into the darkness in the original Marathon trilogy. Skill distribution across all classes is fairly balanced, allowing for flexible team compositions, meaning there might not be a meta, but I would take this, we'll take all this with a grain of salt, but I would super take this with a grain of salt. We got to keep in mind, these are coming from journalists, these opinions. These opinions are coming from journalists, and what do we know about journalists? When it comes to games, them niggas is not good. They're a little slow. Cosmetic shop and battle pass were unavailable at the event, but each runner had 6 base appearances tied to each faction. And then 28 guns, and each has 2 or more skins, with some altering the weapon model. Each gun has 1 charm slot and 3 sticker slots, which each player can unlock by completing challenges. What did you link in the chat? What is this? Load. TBH, the preconceived hate. Wait. The preconceived hatred for High Guard and Marathon is because people are growing more and more tired of Sony pushing live service games down our throat. I'm calling cap on that. I literally just talked about that. People said they're tired of live service games. They're tired of hero shooters. And what happened today? Overwatch broke records. They're not tired of it. They just didn't like the game. And that, I can't stress enough, that's fine. But stop lying about why you didn't like the game. That's disingenuous. And it kind of feeds into the conversation I was talking about when it comes to 2K. When Live came out, people weren't giving, the average person wasn't giving real feedback. Just fucking lying. That's the conversation. That shit is cap as fuck. Overwatch is breaking records. Steam what was it? Let's look at Marvel Rivals. Hold up. Marvel Rivals, Steam. Wait, Sony's pushing it? They are. They want more live service games. This has been articles. Look, it's still averaging 100,000 players. We're tired of heroes. No, you're not. Yeah, League of Legends is still doing numbers. Hold up. Overwatch. Y'all look. Y'all are not tired of hero shooters. There's almost 140,000 people on this fucking game right now. You're not tired of it. You just didn't like it, and you should state why you didn't like it, and that's okay. But the arguments are disingenuous. It's bullshit. And I sound crazy because I'm being honest, but one day I'm gonna get my flowers. And facts, that's the crazy part. This is just the Steam numbers. If you add console in there, this game is easily pushing 300 to 500,000, maybe even a million players, bro. I don't want to hear that shit. Y'all tired of these games. You love them. Know how I know you love them? When the first disappointment, let's talk about it. That's not even a game. When this shit came out, bruh, half the chat, TBH, you gonna play the first Descendant? This was like a year ago. You gonna play the first Descendant? This shit might get Game of the Year. Some people in my, and you don't gotta admit it. I know you're probably embarrassed, but some people in my chat, this shit gonna win Game of the Year. And I said, I'm not playing that shit. Cause I'm actually tired of this shit. I'm not playing this fucking shit. Nobody's playing this shit. I don't want to hear this shit, man. Motherfuckers, the moment they announce this shit, you hop straight on it. You ain't playing it now, but you hop straight on it. Played this shit for a day, and then we're gonna play this off stream. Ether Music's the reason you have to understand, the reason these companies keep making live service games is because a lot of you, maybe not you in the chat, you have to understand this, remove yourself. Maybe not you, but your friends are playing these games. That's why they keep making them. The numbers are through the roof. Anyways, Directive 820. I don't doubt there's some good live service games that people care about. I just think we're pushing more variety when it comes to, well, I gotta call cap on that too. So we already have an understanding that people being tired of live service games is a lie. But then you're making the argument people want more variety. Well, why is Call of Duty? Why is the #1 game in 2025 was NBA 2K? The average gamer is only buying 1 to 2 games a year, according to analysts. And if the top 5 games are NBA 2K, GTA 5 was #2, by the way. GTA 5, Madden 2K. You cannot make the argument people want variety. By the way, most of those games I just named are lives because 2K is a live service game. Madden is a live, it's all a lie. GTA is a live service game. LOL, what? GTA? GTA is one of the best selling games. What was it? Most downloaded PS5 games? I show this shit all stream. It's like you niggas swear I'm making up this data. The most played games of 2025. #1, live service. Live service, live service, live service, live service, live service, live service, live service. This is the one that's not live service. 9 out of the 10 most played games in 2025 were live service games. It is a fucking lie that you guys are tired of this shit. Yeah, I'm the numbers guy. I don't talk. I know it. This is mind blowing to some of y'all, but I base what I say off numbers, not my fucking feelings. Because if I could have it my way, I would make all you niggas play Expedition 33. I would make all you niggas play Hades 2. Should I throw Arc Raiders in there? And that's a live service. I would make y'all try more original games, but y'all don't want to play them. This shit is a fucking lie. It's a lie. Y'all say y'all like these games. Shit, I'm surprised Ghost of Yote's at #9, but the reality is most of y'all said
I'm gonna play this off stream, man. We're gonna finish this mission up off stream.
And the crazy part is, before I move on, the crazy part is Overwatch ain't done shit in the last 2 or 3 years. Matter of fact, most people I seen on my timeline been shitting on Overwatch. We hate them like it was an abusive ex though. They announced 5 new characters. Y'all niggas got on your knees, put the knee pads out. They said, we finna suck some Overwatch dick, bruh. You didn't even warm up. You just pulled your pants down and said, I'm getting fucked tonight. I'm getting fucked tonight. I'm getting fucked tonight. And what do we have? Record-breaking numbers on Overwatch. So I don't want to hear you say gawk gawk. That went right back to them, bro. Nigga said, ooh, new characters on Overwatch turned straight into Barry Allen, Wally West, and the silver nigga from Marvel combined. Turned into all three of them niggas. Let me get back on that shit. Shit is a lie. It's a fucking lie. I don't say that. I'm not saying this to hurt anybody's feelings. We're just talking about video games, to be fair. But this concept that people are tired of live service games and that's the reason why Highguard failed is a fucking lie. The game failed because the game wasn't what it needed to be. And if you say that, that's fair. But this argument that live service games, people are tired of it. Matter of fact, before we move on, I'm about to fry you niggas. Because I saw this. I didn't put it in the Helldivers Steam DB. Before we move on, I'm gonna give you more evidence. Helldivers just dropped a new update. I didn't put this in the notes because I don't give a fuck about Helldivers. They just dropped a new update and they're breaking records too. What that say right there? What that say? This damn near 2-year-old game. What that say right there, chat? Y'all love this shit, bruh. Y'all love them balls and guns. Y'all love that. Look, somebody in the chat said, I'm on Helldivers right now. So when we had these conversations, people say one thing, but when the doors are closed, when you by yourself, when the lights are off, hoodie up, and you boot up your PS5, you boot up Steam, you boot up your Xbox, and you have the decision to make on what you want to play, most of y'all are playing live service games. I don't want to hear this shit, man. We got the numbers on you niggas, man. You know it's serious when the voice pitch is getting higher. I feel like this is the video game version of MAGA, right? I don't know what I'm supposed to do if I show you the facts and people say you're lying. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Live service games hit the streets like crack in the 80s. Real shit. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm showing you the factual information. And people are like, nah, man, that's not it. I don't know. Ain't nobody playing that shit. Maybe you aren't, but a lot of people are. You done got TVH preaching to this bitch. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care that much that y'all like live service games. I just don't understand why people lie about this shit. Why are you lying? Why are you fucking lying? Ghost of Yote should have been much higher. If we're talking about the general gaming public, yeah, the numbers back it up. But in my discourse, I'm saying online, live service games is something people are getting annoyed at. Well, you see, that's okay. So this is an example of why algorithms are problematic. You got to keep in mind that's your algorithm, right? So your algorithm is feeding information to you based on your bias. And if you only look at things that you see on social media and you don't go into your settings and clear your For You page every once in a while, you're going to think something is factual. So what you're trying to reinforce is your confirmation bias. That's just your For You page, but that's not facts. Because if the internet was the real world, how many of you have actually met somebody in real life that talks like Myron Gaines? They all in the comment section of the videos, but you don't really meet them in real life. They exist. You might meet them every once in a while, but it's really not like that, bruh. But you would think a lot of people talk like that if you only watch that content, and that's because that's what your For You page is serving you. That's why sometimes like you should like open up a private web browser and look at stuff. So you can see what the natural algorithm is versus your algorithm, if that makes sense. I forgot what made y'all get off Apex Legends. Oh, Apex is a great game. It just ran its course for me. Me personally, I met one guy like that in the barbershop. You'll meet him every once in a while, but not too crazy. What was I about to say? Yeah, Apex just ran its course for me. Me personally, I don't think any live service game should last more than 5 years. These 10-year playing games, I hate that shit, bro. I just got tired of it after like 3-4 years of playing that shit hardcore. Just great game, but every good thing must come to an end. On to the next one. And then it doesn't help that I don't really spend money on live service. I could proudly say that. I think Apex, we played that for like 3-4 years. I maybe bought like 2 or 3 skins. I think that's pretty good. And I feel like I had to because it was free. You got to support them to some degree. It's just like the whale behavior. that's not good. That's me with Rainbow Six Siege. I enjoyed Rainbow as well, played that, but we started playing in 2015. By like 2018, 2019, I was just tired of it. Doesn't mean it's a bad game, it just ran its course. I wish these studios would create a 5-year plan for their live service game, and then after 5 years, move on to something else. Like, I feel like Rainbow Six Siege 2 should have been came out, or some type of new Rainbow. Ubisoft would be in a better position, I think. Because this is the thing about new games, it generates new excitement. When they announced Rainbow Six Siege X, that shit was unexciting. Ooh, a new lighting system. Ooh, the lights beam through the wood a little bit better. Ooh, like, how about you just make a new game with some new actual features in that bitch, bro? I'm getting off my pedestal, though. More of the story is, you may not love live service, but your friends do. And I would die on that hill that I feel like that's a disingenuous argument when people say, I didn't like Hard Guard because I'm tired of hero shooters and live service games. That Overwatch data says otherwise. Matter of fact, I'd argue Overwatch proves my point. You like it because it's in a good state. You didn't like High Guard because you thought it was a bad game, and that's okay. But don't lie about it because it was a live service game. That's not a fair argument. Them niggas dropped a quality of life patch and called it a new game type shit. Somebody link this. Directive 8020. What is this? Comply. Is this some type of cop game?
It's me! You gotta let me in! They're right behind me! Open the fucking door! You can't leave me out here! Please!
You gotta make a choice.
No, it's a horror game. I see it's a choose your own adventure.
Fuck yeah!
It was either me or you. Or save humanity. Massive Games. What did they make? That name sounds familiar. What did Massive Games make? They made Detroit Become Human. That's why this looks familiar. Okay. Okay, so it's probably fire. In the Quarry. Shout out to Mateo with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. What up?
It's me, please.
Better be a fucking alien.
Yeah, it's got a similar art style. Wait, is that Deborah Wilson? That looks like it. The internet about to be mad. I remember they was mad she was in Star Wars, and she was in what's that joint? Suicide Squad. People were saying they were sick of her. I'm like, bro, y'all don't say that about any other actor.
Leave me out here, please!
The question is,
God forbid an actor gets some work.
do about it?
That's how, hey, before I move on, I'm about to get super woke on y'all. Yeah, I'm that friend. Some gamers being upset that Deborah Wilson's face is in a lot of different games is an example of how the whole argument that the right makes, oh, we want a society based on merit. That's an example of how that shit is bullshit and it's all rooted in racism. She keeps getting jobs because game studios like working with her. She's a talented artist. She's a talented actor. I've known about her since the Mad TV days. It's merit-based. She keeps booking jobs because it's actually hard to work in Hollywood. So that means she's very talented. But for some reason, they don't like seeing it. Huh. It's almost like, yeah, Mad TV, my bad. It's almost like there's something else going on there. You don't like it, you go be a voice actor. Oh, that's not Deborah anyway. Never mind. I thought it was. From that what part it looked like her. She looks familiar too. Wait, is that old girl from Marvel? Is yeah, the one with the light powers and shit like that. Photon or some shit like that? Monica, yeah, Monica LeBeau. Yeah, the one that plays Monica. Okay. Either way, a win is a win. Shout out to the black women. Yeah, that's gonna piss them off. I'll say this much. Now that I know who made it, they make good games. This is a maybe. This is a game. It depends on when it comes out. May 12, 2026. Yeah, it depends on when this comes out. If there's nothing else to play, I'd hop on it because I like their games. But I wouldn't call this like a priority game for me. Because you kind of know what you're getting into. You're kind of just playing it for the story. She was in Obi-Wan Kenobi too. Tight shit. What else we got? Oh, people were asking me if I watched this yesterday, so I went and looked for it. I didn't know what y'all was talking about. Apparently, there's a 6-minute in-engine Chinese New Year special for Black Myth Zhong Kui. Is this like gameplay or something? It's not nothing too special. Hey, well, this bitch 6 minutes long. I will skip it. They literally cooking, literally. He said, oh, geez, another swords and sandals game. That's fucking funny, man. I love that shit's become a meme. Well, potion and wand, swords and sandals. Shoot and go get it. Wait, they say that in the description? Hold up. From all of us at Game Science, we wish you a happy Chinese New Year for the Year of the Horse. Savor the feast, slumber in peace. Oh, wait, I'm Year of the Horse. It's Year of the Horse? This lunar year? Is my year? I don't know what that means, but this video is made as a Year of the Horse special. Please note that this content is non-canon for entertainment purposes only. So it's just a cutscene? I ain't gonna lie, chat. If it ain't no gameplay in this, I don't care. I'm gonna drop the link if y'all want to watch this one. Every 12 years is your zodiac? I don't know shit about it. I just know that I'm the Year of the Horse, but I didn't know I was this specific year. Hey, I better make a lot of money or some shit. I dropped the link in the chat. I'm not watching that. I don't really care. Hey, y'all got time for all these cutscenes and shit. Y'all just make sure the next game got a map at launch. Y'all make sure there's no button delay. Make sure you don't blow up my PS5. And make sure there's no empty open worlds. How about that? That's what I want to see. Swords and sandals been a term for Greek epic movies for a while, actually. Well, actually, moving on to our next story. Next game in the making. Yosef Fares tweets out that they are the creators of It Takes Two, Split Fiction, A Way Out. He basically posted they are mocapping for their next game, so expect it probably in the next 2 years. You think we're going to see that Naughty Dog game on Thursday? Nah. Because that's not supposed to come out for like 2027, 2028 or something. It's probably gonna get its own state of the play. It's Naughty Dog. That's Sony royalty, so they ain't sharing the stage with nobody. What else we got? Yep, that's just an update. I don't really have nothing else to say on that. Curious to see if they do try something different other than co-op. First look at Spider-Man Noir. Sony posted these pictures. If y'all want to see, you know what I'm saying, real Spider-Man shit. We was talking about it yesterday on the stream. I said the two most annoying fan bases in comic books is Spider-Man and Batman. If you didn't catch that, and it's for two different reasons. Batman fans are annoying, but I'll give them credit because Batman fans actually read the books, and that's why they get annoyed so quickly. Because if you get something wrong about Batman, like the quickest, if you want to annoy a Batman fan, like you have a friend that's a super Batman fan, the quickest way to annoy them is say, if Batman has all this money, he's a billionaire, why doesn't he fix Gotham? Now, I read Batman, so I know the answer. The Court of Owls, they got this whole Illuminati thing going on, the city's haunted. There's actual reasons why. It's Gotham is systematically flawed. That's why he cannot actually save it, right? But just say that to them. He's a billionaire. Why can't he just help the city? And what? How dare you say that about my Bruce? But anyways, but Spider-Man fans, though, they're fucking annoying because they don't read any of the books. The average Spider-Man fan only plays the video games, watches the cartoons and the movies. They don't actually know anything about Peter. So expect all your Spider-Man fans to all your Spider-Man friends to get super excited about this. I'm not saying no Spider-Man fans don't read the book, but A lot of them don't. Expect them to get super excited about this. Expect your average Spider-Man fan to be in your ear like Draymond Green and that fucking meme, like talking to Kevin Durant and shit, trying to tell you about Spider-Man Noir, knowing damn well they never read a Spider-Man Noir book. I'm gonna be honest, I've never read a Spider-Man Noir book. I don't know shit about him other than he's a detective. So I'm excited to see the show and learn more about the character. But they're gonna be in your ear being fucking annoying, trying to act like they know what's going on. And you make sure to tell them, shut the fuck up. And then here's some more shit. I'm not afraid to admit I'm a casual Spider-Man. And there's nothing wrong with being a casual fan of anything. But I think everybody wants to be part of the conversation in social media nowadays that people are afraid to admit they're a casual. I say I'm a casual anime fan all the time. Shit don't bother me. I just don't have time to watch a lot of anime. I watch it when I watch it. We got Nicolas Cage's motherfucking Spider-Man. When it's coming to Amazon. It said coming soon. So I'm pretty sure because these are images, I'd imagine these images are probably from the trailer. They're gonna drop a trailer soon. I never knew he existed till the Spider-Verse. I knew of him before, but it didn't really interest me looking into the character. Casual is the best way to consume. Yeah, because then you don't got to worry about too much, you know, being too hung up on things. Liza P and the Overture DLC has now surpassed 4 million copies sold. 90% of the total revenue generated from Western market. Shout out to Neo Wiz. Although I thought they would have sold more by now. But actually, this is a great argument to push my fucking agenda, bruh. A lot of people say this is one of the best Souls games ever created. You would have thought it sold more than 4 million copies. This game been out for years. It's been on sale for 10, 20 bucks. The DLC came out and it's still 4 million is cool. But the way people talk about this game, you would have thought it sold well more. But it didn't. Because y'all too busy playing that Overwatch update. Exposed. Yo, shout out to Galaxy Greg with the sub. Hi. Got that fat butt on you? Ooh. Nigga said that about the Neo franchise as well. And then what else I got? Oh. I got some information. This video came across my For You page. I'm going to just share this information with y'all. I ain't going to speak too much on it. I'm going to play the video. And then, you know, y'all can form your own opinion. By the way, I've never been suicidal. So yesterday I covered a story about how Discord, starting next month, they will be requiring some of its users to scan IDs and do a facial ID. This guy offered a follow-up story, something that wasn't in the article, but I found to be very interesting.
Israeli CEO Human Saknini, the former vice chairman of Activision Blizzard, he replaced Jason Citrin, the founder of Discord, who, by the way, looks exactly what you'd expect a Discord moderator to look like. Now,
you're not following? The original creator of Discord has stepped down. And now there's a new CEO. Some say the Discord servers were promised to him 3,000 years ago.
Now, you have to upload a photo ID to use the platform. Well, at least most of the platform. You can still use the platform without it. I'm sure this won't change at any time in the future. I mean, we've never
Shout out to Watts with the big raid.
Just implemented ever, and then they become the norm. Discord was hacked last year, funny enough, and the hackers gained access to 70,000 photo IDs for age verification checks. So I'm sure this isn't a privacy and security issue whatsoever. There was mounting pressure historically against Discord, and Roblox for that matter, because of the amount of grooming and child endangerment that happens. I personally support restricting Discord, but it is worth noting, every single search engine, every single AI agent, every single email service catalogs all of
those ain't turning his faces.
To retain privacy and become anonymized, but I'm very doubtful the majority of the population will ever do that. So in the future, we will have a de-anonymized internet, and you will have restricted free speech. I believe you have basically two options. You either do what you're going to do and accept the possible consequences, or you avoid it entirely and you never face consequences, but you never have access to all of the opportunities that you would have otherwise. Discord.
Ladies and gentlemen, Palantir, if they don't got your information, they got to know. Yeah, but just some information. Just wanted to share with you guys. I found it pretty interesting. Discord was promised to them 3,000 years ago. Allegedly using Gmod bypasses it. Oh, word? I'm gonna have to look into that. All right. You hungry? Is that what it is? You hungry? I'm gonna feed him, use the bathroom, and then we're gonna get on Neo. Wonder who took over and why this ended up happening. Yeah, the new CEO is very interesting. Just happens to be from that country. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Shout out to Bagladon with the sub. Appreciate it. Let me log in. I'm going to boot it up. But we finna put in some paint on this this Neo 3. And this is why y'all can't get away from live service games. Did y'all see that? The moment I booted up Steam, it said, you want to try Overwatch? And look, this proves my point too. Look at the reviews. Overwatch ain't done shit in years. The reviews are mostly negative. They announced 5 new characters. Y'all got on y'all knees and started slurping. I don't want to hear nothing about live service. Y'all don't like live service games anymore. No, live service games wasn't treating you right. But now daddy treating you right. You coming back. That shit is fucking funny. Give it a month. These will be positive reviews. Let me go feed my dog. That shit is fucking funny. Liar.